Hey guys, and welcome back to another episode of the Weekend Rundown. This is your host Daniel.
And I'm your host Drew. And yeah, you guys have been kind of responsive, which I appreciate. And you're telling us that you're liking this day in history. So we're going to start our segments off that way until you guys tell us otherwise. So Daniel, take it away, my man.
All right, so today in history, we're going to be doing July 18th. And it was 64 CE was the Great Fire of Rome.
That's a long time ago.
It was a long time ago. Fire burns through the city of Rome. The blaze, which started in the slums near Palestine Hill, destroyed 3 of Rome's 14 districts and killed hundreds. Despite the common refrain, however, then Emperor Nero didn't fiddle during the fire. He wasn't even in the city.
Nero was a dick.
He actually is, I heard, 666.
Was based on him?
Was based on him.
Because he's a fucking piece of shit.
The devil really was based.
If you look him up, he was literally like, you want to talk about people who are mentally like wrong. He was one.
Yeah, he wasn't that great of a person. All right, but in 1867, so much farther along.
A lot of years later.
The unsinkable Molly Brown was born.
Who is she?
Margaret Molly Brown is born in Hannibal, Missouri, a socialite, philanthropist, and prospective Senate candidate. Brown is best known for her bravery during the sinking of the RMS Titanic. Then she helped others escape the vessel and, once in a lifeboat, ferociously tried to convince a crew member to return to the ship to rescue other passengers.
That was the lady that,
Oh, the big fat lady in fucking...
Oh, wow, okay,
Titanic?
yeah. All right, yeah, I was going to say the lady who's in American Horror Story, but yeah, you know who exactly who I'm talking. I just said that was the lady who was, and you knew. So apparently everyone knows. I didn't say big fat lady. Daniel used those two adjectives.
I'm sorry, but...
Yeah, he's a descriptor kind of guy.
I mean, people call me skinny all the time. So.
You are kind of skinny, so I guess that's fair,
yeah.
I guess. Like skinny
That hurts
shaming,
my
fat shaming,
feelings
same
as well,
shit,
so.
whatever.
All right, so 1899, the Newsboy Strike begins.
The Newsboy Strike? What's this Newsboy Strike?
The Newsboy Strike begins in New York City. Then so-called newsies, some as young as 7, went head-to-head with newspaper Mongols like William Randolph Hearst and Joseph Pulitzer over the price of a newspaper bundle. Though the young strikers were initially dismissed, they caused enough havoc to convince Hart and Pulitzer to change their policies. I don't really know what the policies are.
It was probably like, hey, you can't hire a fucking 7-year-old, you piece of shit.
No, I feel like the 7-year-olds wanted to work.
I mean, they did because it was $18.99.
This is the price of it says it was over the price of a newspaper bundle.
I don't know that I like this next one.
All right, in 1925, Adolf Hitler publishes Mein Kampf. Mein Kampf. The first of 2 volumes of Mein Kampf by Adolf Hitler is published. The book, which Hitler wrote while imprisoned for his role in the beer hall putsch,
I really hate saying his name,
discussed the problems he believed faced Germany, including the loss of racial purity. Sales were modest
Racial purity
until
is in quotes.
1933, when Hitler became Germany's chancellor and put the country on the path toward World War II.
How fucking nuts is that? He literally became their chancellor, dude. Jesus.
That is crazy. 1969, the Chopper Critic Incident takes place.
Bro, you chose one, man. They got the hard names to say.
They are difficult. Ted Kennedy drives off a bridge in Chappaquiddick, Massachusetts, killing his passenger, 28-year-old Mary Jo Kopechne. I'm sorry.
That sounds right.
Yep. In the aftermath of the incident, Kennedy fled the scene and hesitated before calling the police.
That's the most redneck thing to do.
Right. Leaving Kopechne trapped in the car. His actions trailed him all his life, as some have argued that Kopechne could have survived if he hadn't waited.
He was drunk.
Probably. So I'm getting out of here. 1989, Rebecca Schaefer was murdered.
This is a brutal in this day in history, man.
Yeah. Rebecca Schaefer is shot and killed by her stalker, Robert John Bardo, in Los Angeles. The 21-year-old actress had risen to fame through her character on My Sister Sam and had hoped to expand into film roles. In the aftermath of her murder, Schaefer's death helped inspire anti-stalking legislation.
That's a good thing, I guess. That's like
a lot of death on this day.
Yeah, guys, what we're trying to tell you is
and
that
inspiration for death.
Which day? July 18th?
July 18th.
Not a good day.
Not great.
Don't celebrate this day, really, unless you
Literally everyone was bad. Look, the fire of Rome. The other one was about the lady on the Titanic.
But she was born. That was a decent thing.
It's still. And then there was a strike.
Which was good because they got money out of it.
I guess the resolve was good.
Next one.
Somebody didn't get a newspaper.
Don't say his name. Say douchebag.
All right. And then we got the douchebag one.
He publishes Mein Kampf because he was a douchebag.
And then we got the asshole that left.
The Kennedy who left the scene because he was on some sort of shit.
And then we got the
Rebecca
stalker
Schaefer is murdered by a stalker. Okay, guys, so like if you ever plan to get married, don't do it on this day.
Not on July 18th.
July 18th ain't the day.
Yeah. If it's your birthday, I mean...
Change your birthday, dude.
Well, I was going to say, like, at least that's the shining light of the day. You know?
Oh, yeah. Okay,
Saving
well then,
grace.
yeah, listen to Daniel, not me, because I was going to say fuck this day. But yeah, if it's your birthday, at least, like, focus on that.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's pretty weird. Bad day in
Hopefully
history.
next week we get some more exciting ones.
Yeah, guys, I think I'm going to force my brother to do maybe not 7 a week, but I think I'm going to try to do one every other day or every third day. So we might record a bunch and release like some 10-minute little quick things just to give you guys some content because we know you love us. We know you do. Yeah, man. So other than that, how was your weekend, dude? What'd you do this weekend?
My weekend was pretty chill. I tried to go to a child's party, but it was
Did you not?
Well, it was at a pool, and the pool was at capacity, so they wouldn't let us in.
Like you or the whole party?
We were late. I'm late to everything. Yeah.
Trust me, I know.
That's my thought, dude, is I'd rather arrive comfortable than early or on time, really.
I mean, I just read a study that said people who arrive late to things are smarter and more reliable once they're there.
I feel like we stress less, too.
Probably because you're like, dude, like, okay, like, I'm going to try to speed to get to this place.
Oh, no, I don't
like,
speed.
No,
That's why I'm late.
That's what I'm saying. That's my point. Is that like you're like, oh, what? My alternative is to speed to get to this place and maybe get a ticket and be freaked out the whole time, or just be a little late and be like, fuck it.
Yeah, and then I get there and I'm like, hey, I'm sorry I'm late, but I'm really not sorry.
Do you know what I started doing? Like after I broke up with my ex a couple of years ago, is that I stopped saying sorry for shit. I started saying thank you for shit instead. Like instead of being like, hey, sorry I'm late, I was being like, hey, thanks for waiting for me. You know, and then you just say whatever you're going to say. Like, oh, I was stuck in traffic. It's still the same thing, but you don't say sorry. You say thanks.
That's
and it like
Jedi mind trick.
Yes. And is that fucked up? Because you're not like self-deprecating yourself and being like, oh, you guys were put in such an inconvenient place. You're like, thanks for being so fucking cool that you understood the fact that like my kid threw up and like I needed gas and like also like I forgot my socks, you know, or whatever.
You're already making them a hero, so they have to be a hero.
Once you make them a hero, they feel like, oh, yeah, no, dude, yeah, let's pound it out. You want a shot? Like, this is cool. You're here to party. Let's party. And you're like, it's under the rug at that point. You know what I'm saying?
I got you. Yeah, see, I mean, for me, it's just, I really, in the end, like, I'm not worried about it. I'll get there when I get there. And
it's going to be the same
experience. If it's like work
or
something, obviously, there's a deadline. But if it's...
I know because you were late to my show. Birthday. So
no, it wasn't.
You not to my thing, but we didn't see the first person.
I did. I saw them all.
You were sketching me out because
I saw everybody.
But for a moment, I was texting you and you weren't there. Like
I was there. I was waiting on Angela.
Oh, you guys went in together.
No, we didn't because she was running late, and I was like, I got to go in, or I'm going to miss the first people.
That's how she be, man. That's
and then she obviously sat by herself because we didn't go in together. Yeah.
Okay, well, I'm just glad you guys were both there.
Sheesh, man, trying to shortchange me. I'm out here in full support. Number one supporter, number one fan.
Number one fan? Did you subscribe to my...
I was about to. You just told me about it before this podcast. You made it win today, right? Or last night?
I made this... I was going to lie and say this weekend so I could talk about it, but like now, like I guess like, I made it last night. You caught me, guys.
It was kind of like this weekend. It was an extension.
Yeah, extension. Yeah.
So, do you have any articles that you want to talk about?
I do. I kind of want to talk about my weekend a little bit, but
Oh, that wasn't it?
I mean, we talked about your weekend, not mine.
Oh, I thought that was it. I didn't know that you had a plan B planned for after I busted your cover on the.
No, absolutely. I still have stuff to talk about.
Okay, all right. Well, then let's not skip it.
So, my weekend was dope, bruh. I was supposed to cut your hair. I did a bad job.
You didn't do it at all.
That's why I did a bad job.
Okay, I just want to confirm.
But
that
my
hair
point
doesn't
was,
look like crazy right now.
I went to a coworker of ours. I think she listens to the podcast, Kelly Fine. Anyways, I went to her bridal shower, and it was at first I wasn't going to go because she said bridal shower, and I was like, "Is that for like women?" You know?
Yeah, nowadays not so much.
It was literally just their party because they're eloping or whatever, like just going to Vegas to get married.
It's not like a bachelorette party.
Right. But that's like the vibe I thought. I was like, what am I going to get you? But it was like, no, it's just a party. So she asked me to do a roast at the party.
And did you do it?
I didn't write anything, but I did the roast, a 3-minute roast. Because like as a stand-up comedian, I feel like it was good practice, you know?
Do you think it would have been better if you had written it out?
Oh, it would have been so much better.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought I had one more week.
Did you mention the fact that she's Cartesian?
Oh, I said I didn't know what the fuck a Cartesian was, even though I lived here my whole life until Kelly Fine came into my life. She made sure to let me know. Yeah, bro.
So fancy. It sounds fancy.
It does sound fancy. The second
I was thinking like Romans.
The second I go, I lived in Bradenton my whole life, and I didn't know, or until I met Kelly Fine, I didn't know what Cartesian was. Literally, like most of the things I said, the group of people that knew me laughed, you know? When I said that shit, everyone laughed. So
the Cartesian?
Yeah, the Cartesian line got everyone, like people who didn't know me.
Because it's hilarious. She told us she's Cartesian. I said, where are you from? She said, oh, I'm not from Bradenton. I said, what? She said, I'm Cartesian.
That means you're from Cortez Road on fucking...
the fuck out of here.
In Bradenton. Yeah, the funny thing is that like, did I tell you I booked a show?
Is that your show on August 24th?
No.
Like booked a show with who? Where?
So at Kelly's bridal shower, she wanted me to roast her. The guy the house it was at, the guy owns or co-owns RJ Gators, and he was like, I have a 4th of July party here every year. That's 150 people. He goes, do you want to do like a comedy thing? Like do a little thing? I said, bro, I will do 10 minutes. I will perform 10 minutes. If you let one or two of my friends do it, you give me free alcohol and you let me record it. You know?
What do you mean you let one or two? Like you got like 2 buddies to also get 10 minutes?
Because it's not fun to do a comedy show for 10 minutes. You want 30 minutes of funny, right?
Yeah.
It feels more like a comedy show thing. I
got you.
You know? And we wait like about an hour and a half after everyone's been drinking and before fireworks, you know? I'm going to have to edit that burp out and edit that fact.
And what day would it be?
July 4th, whatever day that is.
Oh, like next year?
Yeah, I told him to contact me through Kelly. That's why
if I were you, I'd contact him like next year.
Well, I'm actually going to message Kelly like coming up after her wedding. Be like, hey, tell your buddy to go on my website because my website has a contact. It has a booking. Like, if you want to book me, you can book me right now.
You trying to name drop that?
What, my website?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Let's hear it.
The website's pretty easy. So my name is Drew Rulo. Website's drewrulo.com. It's my comedy website. It's about all my comedy shows. And there's also links to this podcast. So if you guys listen in like a weird place and it's like really hard for you to listen, just go to drewrulo.com and listen to the podcast. It's fine.
You can find us there.
You can find both of us there, even though it's just the One Brothers website.
Yeah. You won't see me there.
You will hear about him, though, because the bio was nice. I think Daniel wants to be the ghost because he's like got a lot more stuff going on, like regular life stuff. And I had to kind of like strong arm him into this like celebrity life stuff.
Celebrity life.
I'm not saying we're celebrities, but there's this shit that like normal people don't do.
Yeah, no, I agree with that.
When you say I have a podcast at your demolition job, do your Hispanic buddies go, I will listen?
I don't know. Johnny's heard it.
What did he say? Can I ask?
I mean, the other guys, see, they wouldn't listen. They wouldn't understand anything.
But what did Johnny say?
What did Johnny say?
Nothing good, I guess.
No, it wasn't anything. I don't know that he he doesn't understand enough to like really listen to the podcast.
He pretends like he knows more than he does, right?
Yeah, like I mean, he knows enough to get by.
I know,
but I don't know. A lot of times he says I talk too fast or something like that.
It's probably me, not you.
No, I'm saying in person.
Oh yeah.
And then a lot of times I'll ask him. I'll be like, "Hey, Johnny, can you hand me that hammer?" And he'll be like, "Yeah," and I'll shake his head, yes.
And he hands you a fucking screwdriver.
No, and then I'll just walk away. And I'm like, "You didn't fucking understand me. Don't act like you understood me."
It's because you said hand. Can you hand me this? And he probably was like, whatever.
Yeah, he's gotten really good though. I can't.
Well,
just in case he does listen to this.
You've been working with him for a long time now.
Oh yeah.
Your computer went down, by the way. I only worked with him a couple times.
Yeah, he's a true. Love that kid.
I've actually been thinking about that. I might need to. I know you guys are like full up on the crew, but I might need to find another job or find some shifts, bro. Keeping this fucking this podcast up and keeping
who
this.
to call.
I do, but he's a busy guy too, you know? He'd be golfing and shit.
Me and Joey were actually just talking about how we're the minorities and we need somebody to balance out the numbers.
Bro, I felt like when I worked with you, being white, the only people that work on your crew that are white besides you and me, or Joey, are drug addicts.
Yeah, no, that's kind of a requirement. I told you my backstory, right?
You're not a drug addict. You're addicted. You're addicted to Tums, bro.
To work in, right? But to work in like construction or something, you kind of have to have been to prison or been addicted to drugs. And so I had to come up with a backstory one time because we got all these guys that had they were coming out of prison. Like,
can I be honest, bro?
Johnny did 9 years.
If people heard about your high school days and my high school days, they'd be like, "Who went to jail?"
Right.
They wouldn't guess me.
But no, so I had to come up with some sort of backstory so I could blend in with these guys and not seem like the outsider, you know, like I'm too good.
All you had to say was, "I have abs and my fucking veins pop out of my biceps, bitch."
No, actually, I was fat back then, so I told him.
I thought you were gonna say I was a fat bastard.
I told him I did 2 years for B&E, and then
that's kind of a pussy charge.
And that's what I thought. I was like, "That's a pussy charge," and I was like, "Well, it was on an orphanage." And I didn't need anything that I took. I just took it.
You really said that.
Yeah, I took it and I threw it in the dumpster. Because I'm fucking crazy, bro. Don't fuck with me.
Do you know
how was...
First of all, I'm looking at the track here for my voice on you. And it's so loud.
I'm sorry, man.
No, it's really funny.
That was my story, man. I mean, I was thinking, I was like, what am I going to do? I was like, I can't be like a murderer. I'm not a fucking murderer. What if they try me? What if
I did B&E from an orphanage because fuck them kids.
I did a B&E, and I was like, oh shit, fucking B&E, 2 years? Who gets 2 years for a B&E? And I was like, what was an orphanage?
I just broke their iPads.
And they just started raising hell.
Holy shit, bro. That's
Which
funny
one
that
is
you
the
said
poorest?
that. When they said that, they were like, don't ask him for tools, ask Johnny for tools. Bro, I hope Johnny listens. I hope he does.
If he does, he might not understand, but if he does...
Johnny, me llamo Colombia. Means I love Colombia. Isn't that where he's from? Please tell me he's not from some other fucking place.
You said me llamo?
Me llamo, yeah. I love Colombia.
Llamo is love?
Amo. A-M-O.
Oh, amo. Okay.
Amo. Me amo.
Okay.
Me amo. Like me amo Shakira.
I got you. Thought you were...
Lo que necesito Shakira.
Thought you were double L-ing us.
Oh, I mean, maybe. Guys, I've been drinking some Coronas. Anyways, do you want to go into these articles? Because we talked enough about DrewRula.com.
Yeah. Who should start?
I'll start since I have more articles than you.
Oh, yeah, because I already technically did one.
So how about we start with this one? Customer baffled after grocery store self-checkout.
Terrific word, by the way. Baffled.
Great word. The till, though, demanded a 20% tip. The self-checkout till.
Man, that's crazy. At a grocery store?
Yeah, it was, the woman explained how she bought a bottled Starbucks Frappuccino from a convenience store, opting to self-checkout rather than queue up at the till. But after scanning her item, she was appalled to see that the machine was asking for a 15, 18, or 20% tip.
Oh, taking to
Reddit. Yeah. Taking to Reddit, she simply said, self-checkout asking for a tip, while most users shared their shock over the machine's cheeky request, in quotes there. Others slammed America's tipping culture, saying it's gone too far. First of all, I'm not even going to read farther into this before I say tipping a machine is dumb.
No, I wouldn't tip it, but to make that big of a deal over it.
Over tipping?
Over
douchey.
A request. Over a request. I'm just saying, she's going online and making a post because the
website is probably, whoever set it up probably thought it was for an employee to use. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I just think that she could have just went about her day and not fucking left a tip. When I originally heard the article, I thought it was like already added, like a grat.
Right, it was not already added. It said the store should tip the customer for doing their work and removing a cashier to the unemployment queue. I can't believe some people do tip the machines. It's like an additional sales tax. They can shovel this where the sun don't shine. You know what I think is funny? They don't say this lady's name. This lady's not strong enough to say, I, Cynthia Duschenheimer, fucking...
She's afraid of the AI.
Bruh, like, dude, you didn't have to use the self-checkout, like you said. And all you have to do is press no.
Yeah, don't tip and move about your day. Don't go home and write about it. Like, who gives a shit?
Problem is,
if somebody tips it, they're fucking stupid.
Like, exactly like you said, unlike in Europe or England, where tipping is more of a personal decision than an expectation, customer service workers in America usually expect an additional 15 to 20% because we don't get paid the right amount of money. Like, we just don't. So when I say we, I mean me, because that's what I fucking do.
Right.
Like, offering guidance for tourists on how to tipping varies across the world. I think this is a bad example for foreigners to learn how to tip. Because say you did this at Walmart. You're here from England. You're going to Walmart, and Walmart's asking you to tip 18%.
Could you imagine an 18% tip on like a fucking
Fig Newtons?
Like no, not even that. Like, imagine going to the store and like being
a TV, like a $700 TV.
It's like fucking Black Friday. I plan on spending $2,000 here, and then you're gonna ask me for fucking 18%
tip because I cashed myself out.
Eat a dick on that 360.
Like my dick and like the next 7 dicks in line too. And don't ask crazy. Anyone else, bro. That's nuts. I appreciate the fact that that's an option in self-automated systems, but whatever company this was that this lady bought it from needs to like be smart enough to realize like, oh, our self-checking doesn't need a tip because that just goes to the company. Like, they should reword it as, would you like to give the company extra money? Which is fine, because sometimes at a mom and pop gas station, and they're like, 1872, and I hand him a 20, and I'm like, bruh, I know this is one of your 2 spots. You keep that extra money. I'm out of here. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But if it's like Target, like, you could suck my dick.
I don't ever do that, bro. I take my
never, ever, even for like a mom and pop shop.
Fuck no, bro.
I just tipped my bartender tonight 200%.
1, 2, 3 kids.
Guys, if you're liking and enjoying the episode and want us to make some more great content for you, you could go down to the bottom and click support the show. It's either like a one-time $3 charge, or you can give $3 every month, and that would really help. We could just keep making some good episodes for you. If you can't do that, we ask that you go and rate us in whichever platform that you listen to, and share us wherever you can. It means a lot to us, so we can keep making some great episodes for you guys, the listeners, the ones that we do it for the most. Thank you.
I have no kids, but my bartender said $6.50, and I wanted one beer. I hand him a 20, and I just want him to come to me first every time. Is that a big deal? I don't go out a lot, man.
You gave him $13.50
on $6.50. Am I a good tipper or what? I got a dap.
Oh yeah, you got a dap.
I want that shit to come back to me, bro.
You should have some sort of fucking secret handshake.
He's given me one time. I popped in there and I was like, bro, this is when I had my truck way back in the day. I was
you tipped that man 200%.
I did. But here's the deal. I went in there one time when my truck was exploding and he was dead as fuck. And I was like, bro, I don't have anything to give you. I know, like, whatever, like, do you have some sort of container I can put water in to put this in my radiator because it just cracked? And he hooked me up, bro.
He gave you a container.
He gave me like a fucking Lexon container so I could fill it up with water and put it in my fucking radiator. This wasn't this time, but he did it in the past. So I appreciate this guy.
I mean, that's cool, but 200%.
I just want.
Now you're just going to set a standard, and he's going to expect that 200%.
He doesn't expect it all the time. He does not. Absolutely not. Sometimes I've only tipped
in his head. He does. In his head, you know, if you don't give him 200%, he's like, "Fuck."
No, he
didn't give me the 200.
He knows that I saved that 200% for one beer on a quick occasion. You know what I'm saying?
I guess. All right, is it my go here?
I think so.
All right. We're gonna, geez, man. So I guess this day in history was dark, and then this one's also pretty dark.
Go to the next one then. Fuck,
Should
save
I?
this for the next. Don't do that.
You really want to end on this?
No.
All right, let's just do it now. All right, 78 pilot whales were slaughtered near a cruise ship carrying marine conservationists.
Why were they slaughtered? You got to tell us.
Well, I already know. I already read it, but. A cruise line is apologizing to passengers who witnessed the killing of dozens of pilot whales near their docked ship this week in the Faroe Islands. Passengers aboard the cruise ship Ambition, owned by the UK-based Ambassador Cruise Line, had just arrived Sunday in the port of Tórshavn in the Danish territory when they caught the spectacle, part of a long-standing and highly scrutinized local tradition. Among those passengers were conservationists with Orca, a marine life advocacy group that seeks to protect whales and dolphins in European waters.
Orca.
That's brutal.
Oh, wow.
Since 2021, Ambassador has paid for Orca staff to join their cruises in order to educate tourists on marine wildlife and collect data on the animals. In an account shared by Orca and confirmed by Ambassador, the conservationists said over 40 small boats and jet skis herded the whales to a beach where 150 people worked to haul the animals ashore with hooks and slaughter them with lances.
Bruh, dude, jet
Sounds
skis,
brutal.
lances, and hooks?
Yeah.
What year is this, dude? Fucking 1981?
In total, the hunt lasted about 20 minutes. That's crazy. That's impressive that they could catch a bunch of whales in 20 minutes, and I could throw a fucking fishing pole or a line in the water and not catch anything for 2 days.
First of all, three things. I laughed. That was fucked up. Second of all, I think it's easier when they're big to herd them like that, you know. So they
I've never seen a whale in my life.
Right, but they are pod-like animals. So they had a pod of them going, and then they got them towards the beach, and then they just kind of are like, "Ayo, we're taking you, motherfuckers."
It said
fucked up.
In total, the hunt lasted about 20 minutes. Some of the animals, which included 9 calves, took over 30 seconds to die.
Wow, 9 calves? They just killed babies?
I hate how it was worded, and it just made me read it like that.
That's gross.
Ambassador Cruise Line said it was incredibly disappointed that the hunt unfolded near the ship and that it continues to strongly object to this practice. The company asked their guests not to support the hunters by purchasing local whale and dolphin meat. We fully appreciate that witnessing this local event would have been distressing for the majority of guests on board, Ambassador said in a statement to NPR. Accordingly, we would like to sincerely apologize to them for any undue upset. I mean,
I would be.
I need more than an apology. I need another cruise.
I mean, but do you need another cruise? Because,
not to the Faroe Islands. But another cruise.
Do you need another cruise because, like, did you even see it? Or you just like, hey, like, I knew this happened. Like, I'm going to ask for another cruise.
Yeah, no, I'm taking advantage of the situation.
Okay, which is fine. I agree with that 100%.
I mean, honestly, I don't think it bothers me as much as it bothers other people. Like, is it awful? Yeah, but
it's terrible. But like,
if it's a tradition and it's what they do,
it's not a thing I think about, and it's not like are pilot whales even endangered? Like, as fucked up as it sounds, like.
I mean, just the way I think about it is, I mean, we're over here eating fucking pigs, and there's people on the other side of the world that get appalled by that. You know
I love bacon.
Appalled.
I'm never gonna stop. I don't care.
I wouldn't either. Yeah, no, I'm eating pig all day. But
a
I'm
person
just saying,
from India could come over here and be
that.
like, a person from India could be like, you eat beef? That's
These people want to eat fucking whales. I mean, who am I to tell them no?
Bro, it's not our place.
It's not my place. But at the same time,
as long as they're,
I'm not gonna kill a bunch of whales.
As long as
I don't really want to eat.
Yeah, no, that's not my thing. But as long as they're not endangered, man, if that's your culture, go ahead and eat a whale. Like, we talk about whales so much on this podcast.
We do.
We should just be called the Weekend fucking Whale Rundown. God, every week someone wants to talk about a whale.
It says long-fin pilot whales, which are technically a species of dolphin, are a medium-sized marine mammal that dwells in the North Atlantic, known for their bulbous head and sickle-shaped flippers.
That makes it kind of creepier, because I feel like dolphins are smarter than whales.
Right. They're not currently listed as an endangered species, but as a sign their population may be on the decline due to human activity, the species is listed under the Marine Mammal Protection Act in the U.S.
I got to be honest.
Faroe Islands aren't in the U.S.
As it's not weird. Like, well, it's weird, but like, as it's not like overly weird, it's just, and they're not killing like endangered things. It's kind of the same as eating cats. Like, cats aren't endangered, but like, do you want to eat them?
No, but some people do.
Which is fine. I just don't want to. I don't want any part of that.
I'm not going to kill a cat. I'm not going to kill a dog or nothing like that. But in other countries, I'm not going to judge them for fucking...
Nah, man. But like, if I go to fucking Hong Kong or Taiwan or fucking...
I'm still not going to eat.
Yeah, they say you want this cat. Like, nah, bro. You got some duck? I'll eat that duck.
All right, I'm going to skip ahead because this just looks like a bunch of...
Oh, I thought we were done. There's some more.
No, but there's a couple numbers and they look interesting. The government says the average catch
Into the mic.
Oh, the government says the average catch is around 800 animals, an insignificant impact on the overall pilot whale population, which it says is around 778,000.
That's barely any. Like, I'm not trying to say that it's okay to kill the baby ones, but like 800 is like nothing compared to 70.
But a record single-day killing of more than 1,400 white-sided dolphins in 2021 brought the practice into intensified scrutiny.
Way to make me look bad by backing you for your culture.
Right. But, I mean, it's awful, but I'm just saying I would take advantage of it. I would definitely complain. I would definitely want another cruise. I don't think they're doing enough for these passengers that had to witness this freaking... Like,
they
I don't want to see it. I really, honestly, I don't want to see it. I don't care what they do, but I don't want to see it.
Can you agree with me that, like, as a cruise line, you should have known that shit happens, like, yearly for the last 90 years?
Yeah,
and you should have just been going there. You should have been like, hey, asterisk.
Talk to the population.
Or even, like, when people sign up, put an asterisk and say, hey, yo, if you go on this one, you're going to see some shit you don't like and sell it for less.
Close your eyes.
Like, give them a warning. Otherwise, like you said, people are going to collect.
Yep. So, Faroe Islands is not somewhere that I would ever really want to travel.
No, but Faroe Islands is a place where I think we get oysters or something from work, or maybe is that in Scotland? Is that might be where we get
Faroe
the salmon
Islands
from?
is like it's like an island by like Iceland and Canada, I think.
Okay, we might get our salmon from there from work. Anyways, bro, do you want to hear about food, or do you want to hear about tobacco-free shit in Hong Kong?
I want to hear about food because I know what it is.
All right, so Burger King's, this is the next article, by the way, guys. The Burger King's Real Cheeseburger contains nothing but 20 slices of processed cheese, no meat, no sauce, just 20 slices of cheese and a bun.
Fucking delicious.
Yeah,
20 slices of processed cheese.
Apparently in Thailand, they recently shocked the fast food world with its latest addition to the menu, a real...
That better be the crispiest goddamn bun.
Quote-unquote
just
cheeseburger
like cheese.
That contains 20 slices of cheese between 2 sesame buns, and it looks like, as far as I can read, nothing else.
Can you imagine the shit after that?
I can because I've had Taco Bell.
20 slices of processed cheese in one go?
That's a lot. That's like a lot of soybean.
Ooh.
The Real Cheeseburger, as it's so called, hit Burger King locations across Thailand last Sunday and immediately went viral online.
It's ironic because they call it the Real Cheeseburger, but it's still made
no
with
burger.
cheese.
It's the yeah. It's the real fake cheese. Grilled cheese without grilled cheese bun. I don't really know.
Yeah. I don't know.
But people started posting the photos of the tower-like burger expressing their disbelief that something like this was actually being sold as food. Many people still didn't believe it was anything more than a stunt, but Burger King clarified that this is no joke. This is for real via its social media. The unusual burger, which consists of 20 slices of the American cheese stacked between 2 buns, comes with no sauce, no pickles, and most importantly, no meat. By some accounts, the cheese is sometimes not even grilled or melted.
Just cold cheese in the middle. The melted ones on the outside, cold ass cheese in the middle.
This
soggy ass bun.
picture literally looks like they just took 20 pieces and alternated them like 15 degrees all the way around.
Oh man, it looks awful.
That's not a burger. It's a portable heart attack, one person tweeted. At first, I thought it was a joke, but it was actually sold to me. Someone else on TikTok said, "Bro, look at this one here. They didn't even alternate it. They just, like, stacked the fucking pieces of cheese."
At least they pulled them apart. Jeez.
They did pull them apart. And, like, okay, all right, every other one is 180 degrees. Apparently, reactions to this cheeseburger have been mixed, but you know what they say, even negative publicity is still publicity. So people have been flocking to Burger King locations in Thailand just to try the unusual quote-unquote burger.
I wouldn't.
It's already selling at a discounted price, which is not good.
No, yeah, it's not a good sign for its longevity.
Most people who tried the Real Cheeseburger said the amount of cheese was overwhelming. I wonder fucking why.
Yeah. I wonder if anyone's ever finished it.
It doesn't say that anyone has. It says initially the Real Cheeseburger was supposed to be a very limited time offer, with Thursday being the last day you could buy one at Burger King. But here we are on Friday, and they're still selling it because of how popular it is on social media.
I mean, it's not like you couldn't sell it any day. It's fucking cheese and a bun. You're going to have them both.
I got to be honest, bro. It kind of looks like Arby's, like they just like stack like
Arby's
half.
is dank. Don't
Right.
you do that?
No, though. But like Arby's, you'd be using half this amount of cheese, taking half the cheese away, and just putting roast beef in there.
I know, but that's the best.
I know. That's what Burger King needs to do with the Real Cheeseburger beef burger. Guys, this article wasn't the best because there's not a whole lot of crazy news this weekend. But apparently in Thailand, they just want to make fun of Americans. I don't fucking know. That was a fake laugh by my brother, by the way, guys.
The picture,
I don't know if you guys know.
The picture, though, is pretty intriguing.
It is pretty intriguing. Do you want to go into your next article, but also maybe pause before it so that we can hit this bong one more time?
Yes, sir. We can do that.
I think that sounds great. Also, I'm not going to edit any of this out. I'm just going to pause it. So, guys, hey, guess what? Pause. Yeah, man, I don't know. Do you want to go into your last article of the evening?
Yeah. So I'm going to finish mine off with a first-generation iPhone from 2007 sold for $190,372.80.
Why would anyone pay that for that iPhone that has like 3 fucking gigabytes of fucking storage?
You're close. You undercut it.
I undercut it by 1?
By 1, yeah. A rare first-generation iPhone from 2007 was auctioned for $190,372.80, setting a new record for the holy grail of collectible iPhones.
Why would you collect an iPhone? I love iPhones.
LCG Auctions said Sunday's auction for the factory-sealed 4GB model iPhone
Factory sealed.
ended with a high bid of more than 400 times the device's original price.
Factory sealed.
The original 4GB model is considered a holy grail amongst iPhone collectors. LCG Auctions wrote in its listing it is extremely scarce and directly related to its limited production. The iPhone was discontinued just 2 months after its launch due to its popularity being far surpassed by the 8GB model.
Honestly, bro, like
so the 4 gigs worth more than the 8 gig because it was.
Because like when it first came out, they made limited amount because they didn't think that it would like pop off, and then when it did pop off, they're like, oh, this isn't enough fucking storage, so they canceled it and came out with the 8 gig.
Yeah, it says LCG Auctions previously sold an 8GB iPhone from 2007 for $63,356.40.
I had the 8 gigger.
So the 8 gig is about 1/3 the price of the 4 gig.
I would love. So the iPhone I have right now is the 3G, which is the third iPhone that came out, or the third generation of iPhones. I don't still have my first generation, and I remember getting it because at that point, I think I got my first iPhone when I was on tour with We the Kings, and they kind of pushed me into it. Like, oh, you're not gonna like. I think I had the Nokia brick phone, and I got made fun of. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And they're like, dude, you had a Sidekick. Like, you're not gonna get this phone. This phone's the new Sidekick. And like, I just saw them all with it. And I remember we were in California, and we went to the mall, and I bought one. It was just like that.
I mean, it was so popular when it came out. Imagine not opening that box. Like, this box never got opened.
He had to buy like 3 or 4, knowing he'd save one.
For sure. I mean, you'd have to think, like, when that was just coming out, you'd want to open that thing.
That's like people who
and
buy.
Then the farther it got along, too, I mean, it becomes
But
more
also,
popular.
you got to think, like
more.
when a brand new like thing comes out, sometimes there's people that have so much money. They're like, hey,
like
wife.
a Saudi prince.
Yeah, they're like, wife. Like when they're like, oh, limit 1 per customer. They're like, wife, come in line with me. Mom, come in line with me. Dad, come in line with me. All my fucking kids come in line with me. I'm buying 9 of these things. And I'm going to keep some of them in the boxes. I'm going to sell some of them. You know, that's how people be doing things.
Yeah, I rocked the push to talk, the Nextel.
Oh, the Nextel? It was cool until you're like playing poker somewhere and they're like, hey, yo, like, you want that fucking bag of weed? Come get it in 30 minutes. And you're like, cool, I have pocket aces and like, I'm just trying to win.
The worst was receiving that at dinner with your parents.
Or grandma. And she's like, a bag of what? He said, rosemary.
Yeah.
Grandma.
Yeah, it was awful. You'd have to, I mean, I'd always try and like turn it down, like, because you couldn't really silence it.
But it was only cool, like if you're on a job site, then it was cool.
See, in Michigan, it was just what everybody had.
You lived in Michigan way longer than I did. I lived there for less than a year. I did not like that place like you did.
I don't know if I liked it. I didn't hate it.
I think if I was like really well off and like doing like hard shit, I'd have a vacation home. You know, like in the Upper Peninsula or some shit.
In the UP would be nice.
Because it's like less people, less traffic, more hunting, more fucking woodsy. You know?
Everything's more affordable up there.
So affordable. I still never, like, bro, I've never been to Mackinac.
No?
No. And if you guys don't
Pacific
know,
Island.
Mackinac Island is an island in Michigan where there's no cars allowed.
Yeah. Renowned for its fudge.
Yeah. And bikes and horses only. Super dope. Super dope.
You like how I use that word renowned?
Fuck you, dude. My brother right now is referring to the fact that I cheated a little bit. And I used AI to help make our bio, which, like, there's only like 17 of you guys that listen to this. So if you guys think that AI is cheating, then give me a thumbs down in my email. That
thumbs down.
Yeah, give me the thumbs down. But if you think that the fucking bio is good and that the AI was used properly, give me an email that says, Daniel can eat like 2 dicks. That's fine. Hey, I love him, but he
Ouch.
can.
Ouch.
You got anything else to say about your article?
Nothing. I got nothing.
My article's not much better than my last one. You want me to finish out or like what? Like, are you mad at me for saying that?
No, go for it.
All right, so this is actually kind of funny, honestly. So my article reads, Hong Kongers, which obviously people in Hong Kong, China, are urged to stare at people smoking tobacco in a disapproving way to help create a tobacco-free city.
You're running out of options. You got nothing left.
They're like, there's no way we can get these people to stop smoking cigarettes, so let's stare at them like they're fucking the Antichrist.
I mean, I guess that's better than, like, taking away their cigarettes and shit. Like, I'm all for having access to whatever.
Apparently, this professor, Lo Chung Mao, the territory's health minister, said someone who lit up at a restaurant would be very unlikely to hit back if everyone just simply stared at him.
Oh, so that shouldn't be allowed. You shouldn't be able to light up in a restaurant. Are they still doing that over there?
Apparently so. People in Hong Kong should stare at smokers disapprovingly as part of efforts to create a tobacco-free city. The territory's
put that shit out. I'm eating food.
I mean, I kind of agree. You shouldn't. If you smoke cigarettes while someone else is eating, just go the fuck outside.
Yeah, dude. It's 2023. We're not smoking inside no more.
And text your one other cigarette smoking ass friend and be like, hey, yo, dude, cigarettes cost $8 a pack now. Why are we still buying these?
Yeah.
And then you'd be like, because vapes are not as cool.
Yeah, and I don't even want your vape smoke on my pancakes.
The good thing about vape smoke is that, like, if you're gonna blow out cotton candy vape smoke on my pancakes, I feel like that makes my pancakes taste a little better. Maybe I'm still getting that, like, whatever cancer.
I'm fighting you. I'm fighting you if you blow your cotton candy shit on my fucking pancakes. I swear to God, bro.
Listen, guys, if you guys are out and you see my brother with his wife and his 3 kids, and you blow your stuff on his pancakes,
I'm fucking fighting you.
He's going to fight you, and he's going to hit you with his kid's fucking own high chair. He'll take him out of the chair
They don't
first.
use high chairs. They don't use high chairs.
Oh, they're all big enough?
I'm just saying, I feel like, A, that's disrespectful as fuck. And B, why do I have to have something that was just inside your body on my goddamn pancakes?
That is true. That's a little gross. The fact that it had to go in you first, like, I don't know what's in you. Like,
it was
let alone
inside of your body, and you exhaled it, and now it's on my fucking pancakes.
They're basically just saying that their society is able to create a culture where people will comply with this rule if you make them feel awkward for it, which, like, I don't think I agree with that sort of line of thinking.
I don't know how America did it. I mean, I know the numbers have to be down.
What do you mean you don't know how America did what?
I know the
First
numbers
of all, I wish we had videos right
So-
now, because I'm a little
so-
upset with you by saying I don't know how America did what.
No, listen. Our numbers from, I would say, our parents' generation.
Are you talking about the cigarette smoking going down?
It has to be down immensely.
I can tell you right now why it's down.
I'm listening.
Without even seeing a report. First of all of the vaping stuff has to eat into at least 30% of it, right? You would agree with that, right?
I would say even with the vaping and smoking cigarettes combined, I would say is down from our parents. I mean, it's just not viewed as cool.
Well, there wasn't.
It was cool back
there
in
wasn't
the day.
vaping when our parents were smoking. First
It didn't matter what it was. It was exhaling smoke that was
right,
cool.
but second of all, I think that the amount of people that can smoke medical marijuana and or recreational marijuana is up substantially.
I'm cool with that.
But, like, I think that's a reason why people smoke less cigarettes, because
Okay, so America did a terrific job by
they did, but
legalizing marijuana.
all you said was it's down, and I said why it's up, right?
You said why it's down.
Right, I said why the other thing is up. I mean, I just confirmed.
You confirmed
what,
what I had said. Yes,
but I just told you why it was.
Yeah,
because, like,
you told me why you believe it is.
Yeah, it could not be true, but that's probably true. I feel like that, and also there's also like this string of like health in America, you know, where like if you don't smoke anything, you also like want to measure your micronutrients and like what goes into your body.
I just think that our generation started some sort of health kick where...
Well, you also know that our generation lives... We're the first generation that lives... since measured history, we're the first generation that has lived long or less than the people before us. Like our life expectancy is lower than our parents.
I feel like we focused on making drugs better.
We did because drugs are dope.
Yeah, like weed, we started making strands and hydroponics. And
Bro, I hate whenever I saw this thing. It was like, you couldn't handle weed in my day, and it just showed a brick of Mexican weed, and it's like, bro, I would poop that out.
Weed is so much better now, and I mean even alcohol. Like
imagine what they're doing to mushrooms.
Wasn't good enough for us, so then there was a boom on microbreweries.
Imagine what mushrooms, like what they do to weed. Like they do the same shit to mushrooms, like the psilocybin count. Like I know you don't fuck with psychedelics like I do, but
no, but I mean they could make them way better now. I'm sure,
bro.
I mean,
do you know what ayahuasca is?
No.
So ayahuasca is this like plant.
Oh yeah, that's the shit that fucking Aaron Rodgers did. Yeah,
fuck Aaron Rodgers. Except for I want to watch Hard
toads.
Knocks.
You know people lick toads. Too?
Yeah, I don't want to lick toads, but would you go on a weekend retreat with me to go do ayahuasca?
No.
Why not?
Because I don't need to be so fucked up someone could just do some weird shit.
It doesn't fuck you up to where people can do weird shit. Literally what it does is it expands your brain so that like whatever traumas...
Am I going to know where all of my fucking belongings are at all times?
We're not going to bring belongings with us to the
this
retreat.
sounds way too hippie.
I'm
not going to bring anything. I'm going to get on a plane with just myself.
No, you're going to get in my car with just you and like the fucking, what's that thing? The drug rug mom gave you and like a fucking...
I have to wear the drug rug?
No, you don't have to. But here's my example is that you're wearing the drug rug and just those Jordans you got on and maybe some slides. And you do know where your slides, your Jordans and your drug rug is, but you don't know where anything else is because it don't matter.
I swear to God, if I wake up and my Jordans are fucking gone,
I'll buy you new ones. Would you do it with me? Like less than 50%?
How long does Ayahuasca take?
I don't know, but it would be a weekend thing only.
And where would we have to go?
Orlando or Tampa.
And it's legal? Ish. Okay.
It's not legal, it's not illegal.
Okay.
And it's just like, here's the deal. It's that like it literally lets you connect with your spiritual self in a way that like opens up your mind.
Be bigger?
What does that mean?
Like, will I gain mass?
Maybe, but like, here's what it's really going to do. It's going to let your mind get bigger. It's going to let whatever Daniel Rulo secretly wants inside of his body, and he doesn't know it because he's so like involved in his kids and his job and his wife and his mom and his fucking dog. And what about
Barrett's esophagus?
It won't affect that because we don't smoke it. We drink it.
So it goes right through my esophagus.
It'll be like a hot tea that'll help your esophagus. But all I'm trying to tell you is that like it will let you connect with what, like, I know you've been so plugged into the matrix in the last like 15 years.
How much does it cost?
What if I paid for it?
Oh man, you're making it so easy.
I'm trying to make you do it with me because I don't want to do it alone. Ayahuasca. How about you think about it for the next 3 weeks and you tell me, and then I'll book us the thing.
Deal. Ayahuasca. I gotta look into it.
Please do, because I really want to do it, but I don't want to do it alone. More people than Aaron Rodgers have done it, not just crazy fucking broken toad.
Is it like super shrooms?
It's more like, so you know Theo Von, right? Like from this past weekend with Theo Von?
Yeah.
So he did it, and it made him stop smoking weed, stop doing cocaine, and stop drinking alcohol. It made him like put his life in perspective. That's when he started doing his podcast more, started doing comedy. And that was about the same time where people were like, Theo Von is the man.
Ayahuasca. We're going to figure this thing out, man.
Don't you want to become the collective man with your brother?
Oh, I think I'm the man already.
But wouldn't you like to be more of that dude?
I mean, I just like drugs and I like experiences. So,
which is nothing wrong with that. But like, I'm not saying do you want to do ayahuasca every Tuesday before our podcast?
No, that's not what I'm saying.
I'm saying, would you, as a brother,
it's an experience.
Go with me to do this so that we could...
I did ketamine with you.
We did do that. So then why wouldn't you do this?
I didn't say I wouldn't.
Just think about it.
So I'll think about it.
So, yeah, that was your last article there, huh?
Yeah.
Somehow we got onto fucking ayahuasca.
I don't know. We went down a rabbit hole.
We did. Fuck Aaron Rodgers, by the way, as Lions fans.
Why? He's not a Packer anymore.
Don't care.
Really?
Don't care. He also took Olivia Munn.
At least, I mean, he never said he owns us.
In he didn't, because he never owned us, but he did say...
He did own us for a while.
He said, remember when they said, oh, you're coming on the stretch with teams that are even, and blah, 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 blah. And he goes, oh, those teams are even for now. Fuck you, Aaron Rodgers. We beat you. We went above even. He
did say we lost to lose to a team like that last year when he was talking about us.
I would love to just like shave his fucking head. Like not like do any like not beat him up, but like you hold him down and we just like shave a reverse mohawk in his head. Like you're a fucking doucher.
Like hopefully he just gets like diagnosed with a disease that just gives him minor inconveniences for the rest of his life.
Like you got gout. Like this hurts to walk every once in a while.
Just the oldest fucking disease ever. You got the plague.
Like a king's disease. Like you're too rich. You ate too much meat and cheese, bitch. If you can't tell, we like the Detroit Lions, and Aaron Rodgers, even though he's not a Green Bay Packer, half of the hosts hate.
Yeah, well, I mean, I don't really hate him. I don't love him. I mean,
how do you feel about Hard Knocks? You're going to watch it, right?
Is it the Lions again?
Jets.
No, fuck no, I'm not going to watch it.
You're not going to watch it?
Why would I watch it? I only watched 2 episodes of the Lions.
Because it's NFL.
Because it's what?
The N.
The N?
F. Ugh.
Is the Jets an NFL team? Are we considering?
I think if we take the name Jets away, and we remove the fact that we're Lions fans, and I hear the name Aaron Rodgers, Bryce Hall, Garrett Wilson, I'm thinking, and Sauce Gardner, who is I can respect. Put the D on that boy's name. He's from Detroit.
Saucy.
I can respect that Saucy, who our friend who doesn't even listen to our podcast, Mark Wright, played Fortnite against. Did you know that?
Against Saucy?
He played against Saucy.
Damn, how do you know?
He knew because he was he follows these people online on Twitch, and he was playing with the person on Twitch, and Sauce Gardner's friends with that person, and they it was funny, the week he played against Sauce Gardner was the week Detroit Lions beat the Jets.
Ooh.
And he was like,
did Mark beat him?
Mark said that he was on the same team as Saucy.
Oh.
They dropped into a bad spot, got smoked real quick, and the game went like that.
Oh, he didn't get to play with him?
No, but he said that Saucy said that it was awkward for him losing to the Lions because he's from Detroit. He loves Detroit. He loves the Lions, but he doesn't want to lose.
To Mark?
Not Mark specifically, someone in the chat while Mark was on the team, because Mark don't talk.
Oh. Damn, that's crazy.
He played with Sauce Gardner.
Damn, son.
I know, right? That's what happens, bro. Everyone plays Fortnite. Everyone plays video games, bro. I don't care if you are.
Anymore.
Right. But you play video games.
Hit me up on Valorant or Rocket League.
You want to play with a little comedian action? Go up on that little Wild Rift at League of Legends.
Is that what you put? Oh, is Wild Rift is League of Legends?
It's on the phone because I don't have my computer's an Apple, and if you play a video game on an Apple, like you either have the best Apple or you're a bitch.
A bitch.
Bitch made.
Yeah, because it's made by iPhone, and iPhone's for bitches.
No, it's because it's made for media, not for gaming. If you want a gaming, get yourself a Microsoft or like go real hard. Like build yourself an Alienware and be like real.
Yeah. Well, actually, I'm not going to go down it. Do you have an article?
I do, but I want to kind of hear what you had to say.
I mean, I was just gonna
about how you were going to suck your own dick a little bit about how you fucking built computers.
Oh no, I wasn't going anywhere down there, but you can suck my dick for that.
Yeah, my brother has built multiple computers, guys. Like the point where he put on like the fucking like plastic bags on his feet and shit, like so he wouldn't get that static shock. Like he told me that shit.
Iron plastic bags.
He's saying he didn't, but he did. He
no,
fucking
that's
did.
not even how you do it. Why the fuck would I do that? That's weird as hell.
Because you're weird as hell, bro.
Joe, it's fucking weird. All you gotta do is ground yourself on a piece of metal. Put your foot on a piece of metal.
Plastic bags.
That's fucking weird. I don't know what kind of computers you've been fucking doing.
I haven't built a single computer. Anytime I needed anything done with my computer, I said, hey, a younger brother, Daniel Rulo, do this.
But what I was going to say is I was just going to defend Samsung and the Galaxies versus the iPhone. But
listen here, half of our listeners listen. Probably more than half of us listen to us on Spotify. So you're all fucking Android listeners. So, guys, just email Daniel and tell him how much you like him. Because
I'm just telling you that up until this year, all the glass for the iPhones was made by
babies in Indonesia.
Samsung. Probably babies, but babies employed by Samsung with technology by fucking scientists from fucking Samsung.
That's
do
smart.
They have scientists? How do they learn shit? How do they come up with new technologies? They gotta have scientists. Nobody's ever told me, "Oh, I'm a scientist for fucking Logitech." You know, I've never heard that.
Did you ever hear that thing where it was like, it was Bill Burr, and they were talking about he's on like the Tonight Show or some shit, and they were talking about Steve Jobs. They're like, "Oh, Steve Jobs just passed away." XYZ. It was like Stephen Colbert, and he's like, Bill Burr goes, "Yeah, I've never been a fan." And they're like, "What?" And he's like, he's like, "What?" He just comes out in his regular ass jeans with his fucking turtleneck on, and he's like, "I made this iPhone." No, you didn't. You told some dude what you wanted to happen, and that dude made it for you.
I think I did see that.
Yeah. And Bill Burr, he's just so funny about it because it's like, it's true. You were like, "Hey, make this fucking plebes," and the plebes made that shit.
He says very like down to earth things, but in a very
Bro, if you don't watch F is for
angry
Family
way.
and you've never seen F is for Family, you are missing out on life.
I'm probably missing out on life.
You have Netflix?
Through a friend.
One of your eyes got bigger than the other, so it was like you were thinking real hard.
Was it?
Yeah, bro.
I might just be a little toasty.
I think we're both toasty. My point is that watch F is for Family in your free time. I know you got so much shit going on, but like, so it's about Bill Burr and his family, and like he's the youngest family member, but his dad's a prick, and and he is the voice of his dad. It's so funny. It's so funny.
To check it out.
It's from the 70s, and like the neighbor's basically Matthew McConaughey, and like he's like a local fucking radio host. Which, by the way, guys, I wanted to say this on our last couple podcasts, and I never got an option. I don't know if you guys think we sound good, but we have radio in our blood from our dad. So my brother's over here kind of like...
If that could be a blood thing. Is that a blood thing?
Maybe. I think we have the voice for it because our dad had like a way better voice than us, like to be completely honest. But our dad, I said my dad, like he wasn't both our dads, but he did a sports newscast, and he went by Danger. So I wish I could share a little bit of that with you guys, but I don't think I have any of the cassette tapes because that's
I know
how
that
old
I
our
have
dad
a tape
was.
somewhere, but I don't know if I have a way to play it.
Yeah, we don't even have ways to play it because it was like made back when like 8-tracks were made and shit.
You know, it's like a big ass disc or some shit. Like a strangely sized one.
Yeah, no one could play it. Like we could take it somewhere and they could be like, we could put it on a CD for you if you want.
Right.
Do you want to get into my last article? I know you were trying to push that about 10 minutes ago, but we were kind of chilling.
Yeah. No, let's go ahead and hear it.
All right. Yeah. So I think I started it with the Hong Kong urged to stare at the smokers. You know what I'm saying? We were kind of like going off
I think
topic.
we were pretty deep through that.
No, we weren't deep. We were just kind of talking about how we'd stare at random people and blah, 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 blah. All this professor said was that cigarettes harm the fucking people, and that like if it takes the mass of people to make less people feel bad, then that's what they need to do. It's not like Japan where everyone smokes cigarettes. It's more like China where it's like rich and like wannabe rich people smoke cigarettes. Does that make sense?
Yeah. I just realized that whole tangent started whenever we were talking about smoking in a restaurant.
The last time someone smoked in a restaurant was our own mother, and it was when I was in Michigan and when you lived there whenever you were in high school. And Samson was still alive, our dog. German Shepherd Wolf mix. Monster of a dog, by the way.
Yep, big boy.
Yeah, when you try to take your dog because your parents divorce and that your dad tries to take him to a fucking shelter and they're like, we can't take him because he's a wolf. You're like, well, that makes sense because he's the size of like my fucking.
Oh no, they wanted to take him. They wanted to kill him. They said we had to pay to euthanize him because he was a wolf. They said you got to bring him down here. It'll be $60 to euthanize him because wolves are illegal in the state of Michigan.
How much % wolf was that dog, bro? I love that dog. That's so fucked up. I try not to think about it all the time.
I don't know. I don't know what the percentage was.
The whole situation just broke my heart, to be honest.
It was a bad one.
When your mom fucking leaves your dad and your dad fucking has cancer and then fucking has to move out of his spot and then like your wolf dog is like a wolf and you didn't know and then your dad has to. It's just fucked up.
Yeah. I had him fucking. I mean, dude, that's just.
Do you think? You know what I think in my head, and maybe this is wrong. I hope it's not wrong. I think Samson was so awesome. Someone took him in. You know what I'm saying?
I hope so. I mean, for a while, I tried to hold on. I tried to not get rid of him.
Like, you pushed against Dad.
I mean, I kept him. I kept him chained up in barns at my girlfriend's house.
And then you just I heard that Dad just took him to someone and released him.
No, we took him down the dirt road over to some woods. We threw a ball. He jumped out of the car, chased it. We closed the door and drove away.
Why didn't you call me, man?
Bro, because you lived in Florida and you were like 18 years old.
I would have drove all the way there for that dog, bro.
Okay.
Do you know that in my Honda,
you would have been like, I really want to, but I don't have the means right now because I'm 18. And
I had his dread in my fucking glove compartment, man. That was my dog, man.
Yeah. Well,
it's terrible.
We didn't want to do that, but
life sucks.
It was that or pay $60 to go kill him.
Which I'm glad you did not do that. Someone took him, dude.
He had a much better opportunity. I mean, if he has wolf in him to make it out there in the woods.
But like, he didn't look like Wolf, first of all, besides his size, and second of all, like, he was so likable. Like,
I mean, yeah, he was very, very aggressive and overprotective.
I never saw that, I guess.
You never saw him bark whenever you hugged mom or dad or me?
I saw him freak out on Dad one time when Dad tried to like punish me.
No, he would every time, maybe it was after, but every time you would touch somebody, he would just jump up and bark right at you.
Well, that was after I left you guys, probably.
Yeah, it was pretty intense.
It's crazy how dogs can be, right?
Yeah.
Speaking of dogs, like, isn't your dog like 15?
Pretty close. I think she'll be 15 in October.
You got her when I was 20, bruh.
Yeah.
I'm 36. She's got to be over 15.
She's hanging in there, man.
She is, dude. But she'd be like, it'd be like where I come over and Mom's like, you got to go say hi to that dog. She doesn't come up. She doesn't get out of her bed to say hi to people. And you're here and she's walked over.
Yeah, nobody comes over, so she doesn't get out of her bed to walk over to people. And she's still trying to be a guard dog, so she's like, hey.
Right by the door.
Yeah, she's like, oh, this is someone that's not my dad. I'm going to get up and stumble over here.
Yeah, but like, dude, the second she stumbles over to me, she gives me belly. And
what's crazy, though, is she'll go outside and chase like a possum or some shit, and she'll go crazy running back and forth. And I'm like, who are you? And then afterwards, you can tell it hurts her really bad.
She forgot.
But it's like, I mean, how do you even have that in you?
Do you have treats? Because like when she does that, you need to be like, hey, yo, like it hurts, but here's this fucking burger treat or whatever.
All she eats is like the wet food and the kids' food. And like,
well, she's so
her
old
whole
right
life's
now.
A fucking
like,
treat.
Well, she's like you said, so old. But I know when I bring over Blaze, she's like, ooh, my friend's here. I got to go pee where she pees.
I got to follow the pee trail.
She likes Blaze, dude, because Blaze is a bitch like that, where Blaze is like, oh, it's fine. You could push me over even though you're like 6 years older than me and could turn to dust anytime soon.
Could turn to dust.
Bro, Nala is the hardest dog I've ever known in my life, aside from Samson. But, like, she's old now, so that's just the way it works.
Yeah. Dude, she used to fight off Rottweilers and pit bulls every day.
I remember watching her chase squirrels up trees. And when I say chase, I don't mean like, oh, she stops at the bottom. Like takes 1, 2, 3, 4 thrusts up the tree.
I have pictures
before
of her
she
getting in the branches.
Right, and then backflips out of it like I barely missed you, bitch.
I'm 6 foot tall, and there's a picture of me reaching up with my arms. So with my arms, I would say, what's that wingspan? I mean, 6 feet.
Got to be 7.5.
7.5. And I'm not even hitting the tree limb because I needed her to jump out of the limb into my arms. So she ran over 7.5 feet up a tree and then balanced onto a branch.
All because she wanted a squirrel.
Didn't get him.
Tried hard, though.
Yeah. That's the squirrels, man, dude. They're fucking agile. He just dips at it. Jumped right into another tree.
Man, squirrels, dogs, life. Everything we kind of talked about tonight is kind of fun.
Yep. I think we touched on everything.
Guys, if you hate the fact that we talk about whales so much, just tell us to not bring up whale articles. And I know it's only going to be one person who text messages me and says, I love whales. But thanks for texting me, Megan. We appreciate that.
I think it's great that we're spreading the word on whales.
For some reason, we should just change our podcast name to the Whale Rundown or something.
Save the whales.
I guess that's what we're about. It's not as funny as much as like loving the whales now.
No.
So, yeah, man, you got anything else to say, or is that it for you tonight?
That's it for me, man. That's
I think that's the same as mine. Besides, hey, man, if you guys like tonight, don't really have like you kind of downloaded a weird app to listen to this podcast, go to my website, drewrulo.com, and you can listen to whatever episode of our podcast you want.
Yep. drewrulo.com.
Ooh, my brother just fucking promoted it for me. That was nice.
DREWROULEAU.com.
Oh, you can hear about all the podcasts. The spell out. And you can also hear about my upcoming comedy shows. I've only got 2 booked for now until I got one next July 4th. That's really far away. But for now, I feel like I got 2. You know?
There should be more. He'll get some more.
Yeah, I'm also going to document for New Year's Eve. I'm going to the Kill Tony podcast recording in Texas. I'm going to drive there with my buddy Nate, who's also a comedian, and we're going to record the whole thing and post it like on TikTok, Facebook, Instagram. So, yeah, be there for that.
It'll be fun to follow.
Fuck yeah.
All right. Well, thank you guys for joining us for another episode of the Weekend Rundown. This was Daniel.
And I'm your other co-host, Drew. Thanks for joining in for this week's shenanigans. And yeah, we had a real good time with you guys this week.
Take care, folks.